Alrighty-o, you racing ruffians, digital daredevils, clear the decks and brace the necks, because tonight the speed is set to terminal velocity and the bravery is strictly optional. Welcome to round 9 of the Aussie Sim Racing GT3 Championships, proudly brought to you by Sensational TV, the undisputed home of Australian sim broadcasting. My name is Chris Munro, and tonight the GT3 Gladiators will wrangle these savage tyre squealing monsters around the circuit with all the delicacy of a toddler handling a chainsaw. And we'll be here to document every single triumph, every overtake, every catastrophic lawn mowing excursion. And joining me, as always, ladies and gentlemen, in the commentary gondola, a man so talented, so bewilderingly multi-skilled, he once won a staring contest against a possum through a car windscreen. Zach O'Reilly, welcome to the sensational box again tonight. I tell you what, we're a bit under the cosh here. We've had some technical difficulties, but we've managed to sweep them under the rug just in time for qualifying.
Yeah, good to be here with you, Christo, and it has been a little bit of a challenge to get the old SDK doing things with OBS, but we are here, and we are at the penultimate round of the Aussie Sim Racing GT3 Challenge Championship at the Red Bull Ring, and I'll tell you what, it's only got 7 corners, and it looks like child's play on paper, but in reality, this is a trap disguised as a racetrack for sure, and the tension is real here. The stakes are enormous as well, because Luke Fallon, the criminal, as you like to call him, is closing in on the championship to one-man Dan Smith, and that is very vital. And he's not here again tonight. His agent, Smith V2, is here in Brett, but not that big man, Dan Smith, who we're used to in that Castrol Mustang. So he's leading the timing tower here at the moment. We're 8 minutes into qualifying, and it's the lap of Luke Fallon. That is a 29 dead, basically. But Kobe Marshall has just entered the chat, Christopher, with a 29.081. These boys are on here tonight. It's going to be really close. The 29's on the timing tower at the moment, but from 1st to 8th.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably be dipping into the 28s in no time as well, with these guys just getting used to the machines and how they are handling around this beautiful circuit up in the Austrian hills. I tell you what, folks, we're up for a good night tonight. It's the championship round, folks. Round 9 of 10. Only one more to go, and we've got 2 30-minute races coming at you after this 20-minute qualifying open session. So the guys have got plenty of time to do their last-minute little setup hacks, if you could call them those, and see how far the Mustang can stretch the legs. But I'll tell you what, as you said, the Mustang in suspicion is not here tonight. Dan Smith still gallivanting around the land of the rising sun, apparently. So that could be just pretty much the championship handed over to this man on screen at the moment, and he's sporting a brand new livery as well. So maybe having a little bit of good luck in that area as well, Zach O'Reilly.
Well, we don't know, but I can tell you one thing, that when the old member is flopped out, it hasn't been Luke Fallon on the Tinder apps. It's been Dan Smith out on top of Fuji. He's just taken a tinkle there, a slash outside the off stump, they would say, and there's photo proof of that. He's loving the land of the rising sun, and I don't blame him. It's a better place to be at this time of the year. Be on holiday just before Christmas. What a time to do it. But yes, the new livery, the Tinder specialist, or the Tinder swindler, as he likes to call himself. Whoa. Now, Luke Fallon in a different livery. Used to see him in the purple mobile, and now he is in that one tonight, and he has entered the 28. So the 28.7 is there. Kobe Marshall set the dead set same time as him until he came out and flicked a 28.7 to serve that one back at him. And it's close, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 29s and 30s galore, and it's still only really a 2-second spread between first to about 18th there. So a really, really tight grid here tonight, with the first of 30-minuters coming up in about 10 minutes and change time. Yeah,
we'll be looking forward to that. And it's a beautiful circuit for racing as well. Only, 10 turns, I think, in the grand scheme of things, and only a few really heavy braking zones, one of which we're coming up to now down at the, I think it's turn 6, I think, is the heavy braking zone at the bottom of the hill. But it'll be one of the more prolific overtaking spots here is Ryan Ferber. Now warming up the tyres of that Porsche to go again. He set the first, the purple sector in the first sector, just gone. But got out of the throttle here and just warming up the tyres, getting ready to go again. Kobe Marshall just sitting in the pits now, waiting to come out for his second stint. And there's final push towards the second last pole position of the year. It's up for grabs here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Aussie Sim Racing is where we're at. We've got a couple of we've got one new driver down here, Jacob Cumming.
Is he leaving?
Well, he's been watching Luke Fallon's Tinder livery there, and possibly going and or coming at the same time.
He wears his pants. He wears his jeans backwards, so you never know whether he's coming or going. But that's the man on screen right there, debutant. And just a quick note, buddy Luke Fallon set exactly the same time a lap ago that he just did on the screen. He is one consistent driver here tonight. Wow. So it's going to be interesting to see. And look at him just overtaking people here, taking the piss in qualifying. But beneath him, here's one man, Mr. Matt Munro, and that guy there will be wanting to practice as many braking and acceleration techniques and lines here to catch that man who is just in front of him, because one quick guy versus another quick guy, if this guy gets up to the front of the grid, they could be on for a really good race here if Matt Munro decides to turn the afterburners on, Chris, in the second of the Munro households.
Certainly capable of it. We've seen he's had a fair bit of bad luck in his season so far, but it's his first time venturing out in the land of iRacing GT3, so he will only get better for every run. But well, let's get ready. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen, to go right on board. Courtesy of Matt Munro, we'll get a hot lap commentated to you in your ear holes by the great Zach O'Reilly here at Red Bull Ring.
Approaching 270 odd kilometres an hour up the hill into turn one here. Brake at the 120 metre board, fang it down to second, get the car apex turned over that inside sausage curb. Don't run too wide on the outside, else you will get a track cut. Then it's a long sweep down the first of three straights here at Red Bull Ring. Beautiful, beautiful scenery to be seen, but it dips down to the left, then uphill braking zone. So you can use the brakes a lot later than what you think, and you can see that there by the brake marker. Matt just turns into the right. Up the hill, get the power down as quickly as you can. Turn that traction control knob a little bit less just to get that slip angle out of that one to momentum himself up the hill. Now it's a down sweep, but he's going to pull out of this one. Goodness gracious me. Riders are on board with him, and that's just an absolute stitch up once again. But we're at nearly the same circle. We've skipped two corners. We're right on board here with the old village end himself, town end. Just runs it a bit wide, but you've got to make most of that, and he's going to stop his lap too. By the look of it here as well.
Let's find someone who's near.
Oh, geez,
let's go with Cookie. Yeah, goodness.
We'll go back with the chef.
We'll find someone. Here we go.
All right, we'll go with Ding Dong here. Ring-a-ding-ding will be on board with our final go at it. Christ almighty, it's been an absolute unbelievable day here in the commentary box. But we'll restart it again. Over the start-finish line we go, straight into it. Under the Red Bull overpass, uphill once again. Turn one, brake at that 120-metre marker. Flick it into the right, over that sausage curb, and don't hit that outside one. I should be pirouetting. Use it sort of as a de-accelerant to go outside of track limits. He does so nicely here. There's ring-a-ding-ding. Down that straight again, it's a really nice scene sort of view, because you get to see up the mountains just before you have to think about where you're braking. Right at that 80-metre mark, fires it in there, deep, gets it turning beautifully on the apex there. Does Mr. Belt, and he gets himself out the other side nicely. Now that's that fire down this straight where Matt Munro pulled out. We're going to keep going on board with him, because this is a very, very technical circuit. Kink to the left, and then jam those brakes on at 130. Slap it down again, 2-second gear. Use all that inside apron you possibly can, but push and open up that wheel. Get the sail power down and out the other side just to maintain that apex and exit speed. Fires it in here to the negative cambered and positive cambered at the same time, left-hander. Straight down in we go. Fire out onto those that little bit of AstroTurf. Fling it in again. Just get it dancing like he has there. Beautiful stuff. Oh, and loops it too far. Wow, go ding-a-dong. And he's looped it there. We cannot get an onboard to save ourselves tonight, so I'm going to call it there. The last corner literally is just a flick in to the right, and then you're firing down the front straight away. Yeah,
far out. We've commentator cursed all three of these drivers that we've gone on board with, or two at least. So maybe we keep the cameras off these guys and out of the cockpit for now. Liam Brooks. Brooksy, let's see if he can fare better than his namesake from that movie in the Jetstar livery too. The budget airliner, but there's nothing budget about the way this guy goes driving. Don't you worry about that in the 787. So maybe a bit of a pilot behind the scenes as well. Number 787. He's got the Jetstar going. He's he's looking for a runway. But I'll tell you what, actually a pilot friend of mine said the only bit of tarmac that you'll never see a breathalyzer on is the runway. So a lot of these guys like to have a little bit of a little cheeky red cordial as well. So not info you really want to hear when you're going out on the on an interstate trip or international trip, but away you go. You're in safe hands as he goes around the final turn, crosses the line this time. I don't know if it's going to be an improvement. It is not. It's his outlap. He's now on for a push.
He's on for a push here, and I'll tell you what, the FAA will be listening in right now and going into the old VPN, hunting there for your IP address, phone tapping, you name it, to see who contacted you about that one. It's a pilot in your friends list, Christo, and he could be back on the tarmac pushing in the old luggage that goes underneath you. But anyway, nonetheless, it's still racing here tonight, and I'll tell you what, with this qualifying session just starting to enter that pressure point motor style with only 3.5 minutes left. Now these guys need to get a gallop on. Brooksy here at this stage is not putting any timing towers alight at this moment. Cummings gone across the front row with a 32 dead in the background. Still a bit of pace to get from him. Bit screwy there on the exit there too for Brooksy. He's not hanging around, that's for sure. He's still trying to push as he goes through this one. So it's going to be interesting. His best was a 29.759, and that was his last push lap. Here at the moment, it looks pretty cool. He's just got a little bit of negating to go still. He's got 4 corners left. So this is the first, this is the second, and he's got 2 more and dips it off into the gravel. He's full on tail, pedal to the metal, tail wagging in that portion, going for it here. Can this be an if for Liam Brooks in the 787? Just puts the thrust levers down into takeoff mode and doesn't. He goes off into the pits and aborts that takeoff, back to the taxiway and start all over again.
Typical stuff. It just seems like it's very hard to get a lap in around here. The guy's searching for a perfect one. There's a couple of cars off there as well. We're getting into the final part of this qualifying session and looking for people out there that are on a bit of a hot lap. Right, Nick Green here. First couple of sectors green. Very well done there, Nick Green. Crossing the line for not an improvement either. So, a 29.843. It was his best lap getting around there. So a slight improvement up into 12th position. Not going to go up any positions for now. He's still got a couple of tenths up his sleeve for Cookie to get past him. I'll tell you what, Cook is maybe just a little bit out of form as of late. The last couple of races we've seen from the chef, he's been a little bit underdone, if you could say, a little bit rare.
Medium rare, whatever, blue, whatever you want to call him. It depends on your taste here, but he has spent some time with the legend of motorsport, one John Bow, during the week in the chat. And that would be interesting to see if any of that has rubbed off on him. And let's see if that can produce another barnstormer, because he had a ripper of around 2 rounds ago where he was holding off the best in this league and did a very, very good job right up until that dying moment. But he should be on here, I reckon. Will the Cook man do? He's definitely got the legs at the moment over Matt Munro behind him. 30.2 versus a 30.4 on this racetrack. We've only got a minute left to go now. As he rounds the final turn, it'll be exactly a minute done. Straight in he goes. If he's got enough fuel, he will go for one more. Here is the chef. Can't see what he's up or if he's down here at the moment. As he crosses the start-finish line, goes bang with a 29.674. So that is an improvement of 0.6 of a second over his best. Just on the brink there of the top 10 with Smith in front of him. Only Bee's Dick in front of him there, Christopher. That is close. Can he do it once more?
The old Bees appendage. He's got to pull it out now, though, if he wants to get up there into the top 10. Very hard to do that in the dying stages. You've got the sweat dripping down in your eyes. You've got all the pressure of all those cars above you just outdoing you in that qualifying session. Mind you, a second clear in front to the top driver, Luke Fallon, just about, 9 tenths there faster than Greg Cook on that particular lap. So he's really going to have to pull the strings to get out there and right up there, if you will. But I'll tell you what, Ryan Ferber's done. That'll be the last time he crosses the line with 132. So he's done. Craig Cookie's not going to make it around either. As soon as it gets to 20 minutes, it's over, folks. You're not allowed to finish your lap, apparently. It's that's it, and good luck to yous out there. Here's the grid.
Luke Fallon as taking P1 pretty commandingly there by 0.2 of a second. Around here is Quick. Marshall in second will share that front row. Second row goes to Duff and Ferber. Third row, for Payrack, the old money bags in the second capital of Queensland. Bradley Cairns there will share that third row. Fourth with the topless bikini and Seymour Tit. And Jeffrey Price is wrong, is in there, not right next to him in the 8th place. Fifth row, will go to Michael Budge and Brett Smith with the chef and Liam Brooks rounding out that 12. We've got Green, Munro, Townend, Mead, Williams, Bell, Justice, and Georgeson will round out the top 20 with Douglas, Rogers coming, and In Excess coming into the final one with the 5 final time getters with Justice, Georgeson, Douglas, Rogers coming. Oh, no, I already read them. Sorry, I'm going nuts here. Ward, DeBetta, Potter, Archie White, and Goello have not set a time in that session. So they will start dead set at the back, and it's all on like Donkey Kong here. The first of 2 30-minuters coming right up.
Absolutely. Let's get excited, folks. We got Heat 1 on its way, 30 minutes. The lights are almost up. All of the drivers just joining the server now. Who's going to get the jump off the line? Can Kobe Marshall in that Ferrari just get the power down with the engine over the rear wheels? It might just have the advantage off the line, a little bit more of that biological downforce, that mechanical grip off the line, but he's very close in terms of distance to Luke Fallon there off the front row anyway, so only about a car's width or a car's length behind. So all he has to do really is just nose up on the inside there, and he could maybe take the lead into turn 1. But the lights are up, folks. Get ready. Hold on to your hats, because we're about to go racing here for the first time tonight at Red Bull Ring. The lights are out, and it's a standing start. Really nicely done there. Bogged down did Marshall as well, so he's going backwards. And it looks like Duffy's going to just sweep around the outside of him there, going into turn 1, and they get through there nicely. Look at that. Seymour up into 4th position. Beautiful stuff. There's cars going really wide at the back here, and it's a bit of smoke pouring off the back tyres there of some of the back markers. I'm not too sure who's involved in that, but there was some rubbing and tugging going through the first chicane there, or through the first turn. Up into the turn 3 braking zone, and look at this. They're 3 wide. They're almost stopped on the inside there as they all just politely give way to each other too. Very nicely done there. There's some very harsh penalties in this league for first lap shenanigans, and look at the discipline there from all the drivers. Now 2 wide going into the turn, where are we? Turn 6 and 7. This is beautiful stuff there. Fallon's out to a bit of a lead for 1.2 seconds. But down here, Alexander is right up the arse of Kobe as well. And these top, I think, 6 there are all just sort of checked out to the rest of the field. And it's Michael Budge who leads the rest of the field with a bit of a cork in the bottle situation going on there. Lachlan Bell, and who's that? Milan Payrach 2 wide for just a moment. But that's a first lap done and dusted. It's a very short lap around here, folks. And wow, he's giving him plenty in the 4X car. It's Milan right up underneath the rear wing of Lachlan Bell. And who's that going up the inside there? It's, I don't know, someone in a Mustang. That is some wild driving there, Zacco.
Yeah, that was wild there too. Between them, that was Bell and Williams all going for it, and Moneybags all involved in that one. So they've survived it somehow, but it's 2 wide into turn 1, nearly 4 wide. Look at them zigging and zagging there. That's going to be interesting. Williams has just got up the inside of Ring-a-Ding-Ding, and I'll tell you what, Payrach's coming through. He's just handing out coins left, right, and centre. Bell's going backwards again. Williams is about to get done here too, so it could be interesting what is going on. They're all firing away here. There's so many battle packs up and down the road. We just cannot seem to find them here. Look at that from Benny Mead up the inside. Gets that job done as the magician, and straight up there he gets into it. Thank you very much. Ram Jam Potter's in all sorts here at the moment. He's going backwards. Kyle Douglas is in that Aston Martin too, who's getting very, very close indeed between himself and Mead. So Mead's trying to go for that move around the outside Trailer Park Girl style. Here we go. Into the firing braking zone, up underneath the Aston Martin has outbraked the Porsche into there quite clean there. But look at that, that's worse out there. That is a huge mistake there from Rogers. Mead's up the inside and smacked him as well. Goodness gracious me, 3 wide into here doesn't work. 2 does somehow. They give each other racing room. That is cracking stuff. Rogers has got back in front there, but here comes Mead up the inside. He's got the braking manoeuvre done. Straight up the inside again. Bit of neck coating there for the magician too, doing his best magical tricks, but he's got the job done there on Rogers. Happy, happy days for him. And how long is this battle pack going to fire on for? Because it's all coming together. Potter's in there. White's in there. The better's going for a move in the background. Jeez Louise, this is all like we're racing for P1 here, and we're at bloody P2 20.
Yeah, down the back of the order. This is where it's all happening, ladies and gentlemen. They're pretty close up the front, but we'll get to them as well before these guys sort themselves out. Here goes Potter waving the magic wand there. He's got Ash Rogers in front. In that Mustang, just looking a little bit tardy, but look who's that up the inside there. DeBetta, whoa, almost claiming the back rear quarter panel of that Mercedes of Ram Jam Potter. Made himself invisible there for just a moment and got out of it. But I'll tell you what, he's coming at a rate of knots is the doing better, and he has been. We've seen over the last few weeks he's not gone to his potential, and we can say that safely. But now, look, he's got the pace here in that Mustang. Look at the traction out of turn 3, heading down into the braking zone of turn 4. He will draw alongside the Mercedes, and we'll have the inside line here. He might even have the lead by the time we get into the braking zone. He's just behind a little bit of a overlap, and look at that. The Mercedes says, well, get stuffed, mate. I'm just going to dive across your nose and cop that.
Oh, no.
But no, there goes Nick Green. Just found himself in the kitty litter, and he will have to wait for the entire field to stream past before he can get back out onto the circuit. Let's check out here. Ram Jam Potter still holding off DeBetta here at the moment, and I'll tell you what, DeBetta is looking very racy indeed. Up in the order here, though, it's too wide. The guy in the 4X livery now. We've had, he was in the VB livery the other day. That's some sort of sacrilege. Which side of the fence do you want to sit on, Payrack?
Well, it depends on what state he lives in now. He might be a Queenslander who loves VB or loves the 4X Gold, and he's a Victorian. Who knows? We don't know, but geez, I tell you what, he's getting pushed here at the moment. That was so close from that Williams under brake. That was really aggressive. This has been on for about 3 or 4 laps here, I think, now between Seymour and Marshall. But look at Seymour's ability just to try and get that job done. He's trying to outbrake him. Now Kobe Marshall's got the defensive on, because I'll tell you what, there's going to be a switchback here, and he knows it. So it's 2 Ferraris line astern, and they're going for it. Down the hill, just kink it to the left. Now it's a kink to the right. Full defense there for Kobe Marshall. So up there and the outside here is Seymour trying to go for it. Geez, that's ambitious stuff. They're going to go 2 by 2 here. They're going to chop each other's rear doors off and front doors, and they do, because that was a beautifully aggressively move done in the defensive department there for Marshall. He just stuck it fat, and now Seymour is under all sorts from the Furby. Furby's gone for it here, because there's Seymour wide. He's gone way too deep into there, but it hasn't hurt him too much. Luckily, just holding on with those fresh tyres. That would have been disastrous if that was the end of a 60-minute. But at the moment, Ferber is pressing, and that is why Seymour is trying to get himself back in front of Marshall there as well. So this is feisty positions here for the final step on the podium, and we're only 6 minutes into this one. Look at the closing speed there of Ferber. Just saps himself out of it as well. Can he get it back onto the racetrack safely? He does so. That is some car control there. It was 4 wheels into the bunda. He might as well have just headed off to Germany instead of being in Austria, but clawed his way back onto it. Luckily, 6th place is not too bad, and you can still see those cars in front. That's a battle on here too, White and Beard are going for it. The Magician went backwards at this part of the circuit earlier on. He slapped himself out, and I'll tell you what, Beard here has just galloped away, and Georgeson is going to be on the prow next.
Yeah, absolutely. That battle short-lived, as Archie White just having to yield there, because the Magician is waving his magic wand as well. But down here in 19th position, he's not used to being so far down the order. We saw him on Sunday night in the Gen 3s. Here goes Lachlan Bell up the inside, sliding up the inside there at turn 3. Beautiful manoeuvre there. Plenty of horsepower in these GT3 Mustangs. I'll tell you what, and they seem to be well balanced around this circuit as well. Chuck it in, let the front scrub a little bit, and then just feed on the power, and away you go, son. But Williams just showing the nose down there into turn 4 as well. As the sun starts to set, we might get some darkness out here pretty soon. The shadows are getting very long indeed. But look at Luke Williams' view out the front here. Very controlled around this middle sector here, and it's all about just hugging the inside, using the downforce of these cars, and there's plenty of it. It looks like Bell's just gave up the ghost there, a little bit wide through that turn, but you can see the acceleration of the Mustang, and it's off and out of there. It's down to the drawing board for Luke Williams. He's going to have to get close enough through that middle sector to use the extra downforce of that Ferrari. Try and just get up the inside there of the Mustang before it starts to walk away down these tiny little straights down here. But DeBetta's on, and he's got Matt Munro in his sights.
Yeah, he does too. He's flashing him as well, so it might have been some aggressive sort of overtaking manoeuvres there by Matt Munro on him, but he's flashing him to say, let me go through, and I think Munro's just going to yield and let him go up and under him at turn 1, but only with the overlap. So, mate, your nose was in front. We'll have a look and see what happened. No, that's the overtake here right now as we saw it, or is it? Yes, it is. It's exactly the same place.
Just what we
I'm
saw.
not too sure.
There you go.
It might be just what we saw anyway.
Yep.
But a bit of aggression. We love it. Mustang versus BMW is on here. And look at Matt Munro's acceleration into the braking zone. Was so late on the brakes and just does a perfect line. That's where you need to be. Don't turn it in too early, ladies and gentlemen. Hang it as wide as you possibly can and dart it into the inside and fire out the other way. And that is exactly how you do it there. Matt Munro just on the slip angle beautifully. And the better now is under all sorts because he's got the wizard behind him in Potter. I'll tell you what, 4 points for Gryffindor could be coming his way if he can get himself past the better man and see if that could be a race. Oh, geez, I can't even speak today. A race-moving move is what I was going to say. And that would have been an absolute disaster.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to say. It's one of those tongue twisters, folks. We get out there, try it yourselves, folks, if you think it's an easy thing to do. Tongue twisters are difficult at the best of times, but when you've got all this action unfolding in front of you, it's very easy to make these mistakes. Let's have a look out the front window of Ferber here because he's got Smith right in the crosshairs here at the moment. Smith going defensive into turn one. That's always a recipe for disaster because you just give up the ghost on the exit, and that's exactly what he's done. Even if he did keep it on the field, he would have been compromised down that straight because Ferber had the racing line on the outside run. He just sweeped in through the apex and off he chuffs up the hill into P5. Thank you very much. But look at this little battle pack down here. We've got Bradley Cairns around the outside. Liam Brooks up the inside. Oh, no. Payrach has just absolutely turned the Lamborghini around and going off up the street 4X style. That's not how we do it in Queensland, folks. Despite the livery, we can put the VB one back on if you're going to be doing that kind of thing, Payrach, I tell you what. But we'll get back to that in just a moment because Ben Mead all over the back of Ram Jam Potter here at the moment, just showing the nose as well. And Potter got his hands full here with the Magician. A couple of wizards just at it here at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, we've got some wands flaring around and spells being cast at each other. Who's going to stupefy? Who's going to bloody stupendo? I don't know, Wingardium Levioso. I can't remember them all. But anyway, one of them's going to be cast a spell on, and it will be to the disadvantage. I can give you the hot tip because there's only one way to go racing is to get in front of that object in front of you and keep galloping on down the road for the next one. And they're really pretty close here, 3 and a bit tenths of a second, but split into two of them. They're quite consistent. A 32 dead was Benny Mead's last lap. His best is a 30.2. So he's a 1.8 seconds off. Oh, Mead's just doing what he does best in this whole race. He's been appearing and disappearing everywhere like a pigeon out of a bloody magician's hat there. How fitting indeed for that guy. He's still on the circuit though, but he's been gapped. And I'll tell you what, that is a little bit of a relief there for Ramjam. But here, I'll tell you, this sort of battling is what we like to see. Bell versus Williams, again, going at it. One of my favourite liveries once more. This is the old carpet car mat paint scheme on this Mustang. If you're a peak childhood person, look at that for a move up the inside. That is commitment. Beautiful driving there from the both of them. We've got Vice City versus the car mat. And I'm telling you now, it looks like the Mustang's just going to gallop off again. Horsepower wins out. The thing that has some drive out of the corners, it's like they've got about 40 more horsepower just everywhere that an Apex tends to end, these Mustangs. But look up the inside, it's a 7.5, and they're not going to come together either. That is some car control. Beautiful, beautiful driving between those two, showing everyone how to do it, ladies and gentlemen. You might be up and under, but you can still pull it up and let the other guy go for it. Fantastic stuff. And those no safety rating takes it off them for sure with that sort of manoeuvre. In fact, iRacing should give you bravery for that sort of stuff and give you some more points. Further up the grid, or back down the grid, sorry, Matt Munro has got closer to Rogers once again. He's just got rid of the better, and the next target on his apron is that Mustang in front of him.
Yeah, he's all over the back of him. They swap positions just halfway through this lap as well. Now just showing the nose a couple of times, trying to distract the Mustang in front, and he has. He's just sent it wide there, and Matt Munro will just slide up the inside between the final two turns and take that position up into 14th. He goes, and now he's got a little bit of clear air in front. He's finally gotten back to where he started in this grid. You can see behind Ash Rogers now losing a position out to DeBetta as well. But here comes the cavalry. The two Magicians are now lined up as well. And this is a nice little four-way car battle as well. But Jake DeBetta just a little bit further in front than the other two. And I think with the added pressure that Potter is about to apply, he will have a nice little buffer there behind him as well. But look, here comes a send here from the Mustang. Geez, they're good around this circuit. I tell you what, good under brakes, good under acceleration as well. Very hard to keep behind you, I assure you. But, that's a wonderful thing to see. some of these GT3 cars, that's what it's all about, folks. They are balanced in terms of performance, but in each track, they do have their little strengths and weaknesses as well. So some cars will be better at certain circuits, and some will be a little bit weaker. I'm going to hazard a guess today that the Mustang's pretty good around this Red Bull ring.
Yeah, it definitely is. Not as good as that Merc out in front by 4.7 seconds. Luke Fallon is just gone. See you later. He's swiped right, and he's completely out of his free ones for the day. And so that's why he's always focused on that race win potentially. But here is Payrack, the punter, who absolutely murdered Mr. Cairns and his DNF down to 2 laps ago. His now target is Liam Brooks in the Jetstar. So it's the Beard versus the Old Plains. And I don't think that's a good little opportunity there for Brooksy to even think about going defensive, because he's just fired it in and out the other side of turn 1 there so aggressively, full commitment on that Porsche. That is where they are quick, these things. They're very, very nice to just dance in. If you've got a bit of uphill and that weight sort of transfers your way out of it, you're all good. But tell you what, DeBetta's got the back end of Matt Munro again, and they're going at it 2 by 2 down the second of the straightaways. Out of turn 2, they into turn 2 and turn 3. Now they come. Munro once again defensive line, gets DeBetta's nose chopped off. He's going to fire it out the other side, but that Mustang, as we've seen with all the other ones, has just got a beautiful drive there, full traction. See you later, Alligator. He's right up the rear clacker. Look at them trading paint, in fact, so to speak, and they're going hammer and tong. DeBetta's going to try to trailer park girl him. Can he get that move done? He won't. Matt's gone deep there. Can he pull it up just at the apex? He can. So he fires it out the other side, back onto the racing line. And beautiful, beautiful driving there. Look at Douglas. He's struggling here big time. That Munro's gone bang. And he's probably going to try and take that 13th place off him. He's gone wide there too, though. So that's a little bit of a mistake there for Matt Munro. Over ambitious there. I'll tell you what, Douglas now will be sweating bullets here. And look at that, nearly touching each other as well. Goodness gracious me. DeBetta was nearly punting. And now there goes. There goes Kyle Douglas. Matt Munro's around the outside. Nick Hakkinen up the inside for DeBetta here too. 3 wide into this one. This is not going to end well. It looks like DeBetta's going to have the better of the whole thing if he comes out, and he does. Munro's the biggest loser. Kyle Douglas is holding on for dear life. He knows he's going to get swamped if he stuffs this one up. And Matt Munro's gone for the switchback, and he's going to drag line it across the road. Again, BMW versus Mustang. If that was the final lap, it'd be an absolute beauty. But Matt Munro's got the job done here up the inside, unless DeBetta's got more traction. No, he doesn't. Munro fires it in. Can he get that apex done and fire it out the other side? He can, but it's not the perfect momentum here. DeBetta's going to get the better run on him once again.
Oh, this is insane racing from these guys. How did we get through there unscathed? We'll never know. But there's still plenty of action to come here as these two guys going side by side up into turn 3. Now, can he hang it fat around the outside? DeBetta just looking for the late apex to try and slice it down the inside of turn 4. Now, right up and under the rear wing of the BMW. He's asked plenty of questions, and there's plenty of answers being given by that BMW as well. So these two guys having an absolute cracker of a battle here. I tell you what, down into turn 4, almost a little bit of paint swapping there as well as they go nose to tail right through that apex. Beautiful racing now into the windy stuff. Who's got the better of the aerodynamics? We'll see there as Matt Munro goes off the line a little bit. Very wide indeed, actually. That's going to invite DeBetta up the inside here at turn 8. This is dangerous now. Oh, they did. They took a little bit too much paint there. Somehow he's got back on the track unscathed, but Ash Rogers is going to take advantage of that. Thank you very much. And it's back to the drawing board for Matt Munro. Oh, I tell you what, he's gone up and down like a yo-yo today. Wow.
He has indeed. That was ambitious stuff. They're just going to touch and maybe go racing once again. But, oh boy, that was disaster there for them. And I'll tell you what, Benny Mead, right as they made contact in the background, also shot off into the barriers at 200 mile an hour in that Porsche as well. So he's out. He's gone. We'll have to see a replay of that because that was intense. But that battle there was also intense. And Matt Munro's fortunately lost 2 places there. Let's see what happened to him. Look at him firing off straight away. Bang, skis. He's gone. He's Benny Mead. I reckon he tank slapped it there on entrance into that corner. We'll get the reverso on here.
Yeah, let's see how.
Yep, he's just gone in too hard and he's come straight back out of it. Looked at that, locked the brakes out, tank slapper, see you later, into the barrier. And that is Benny Mead's disastrous night coming to a close there. But the battling is on again because Munro won't let go of them. I'll tell you, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Brooksy and Moneybags have also been going at it for a long time here, and it's advantage right now for Moneybags. He got the job done on the Boeing, and he's come out the other side there. Beer department on fire. 4X Gold, eat your heart out. Thank goodness for that, because I reckon those two were getting a bit red misty in that cockpit. The amount of times they were within 1 or 2 tenths of each other on the timing board, I would have loved to see how they got that job done there as well. But Precisions for 8th is still continuous here with only 12 minutes left in this heat. It's over that halfway mark, so those tyres are starting to die off, and this is how it got the job done. Oh, massive mistake there from Brooksy. Payrack just saw the opportunity and took it on the exit there of turn 6 and said, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. I'll have that one up the inside. Thank you very much. See you later. And racing we go.
Easy as you like. And all it takes is one little mistake here in these kind of caliber races. And here's to better now, being pursued by Seymour, who I assume has come out of the pits here. Let's have a look if he's made his pit stop, ladies and gentlemen. He has. So the first of the blinkers here from the top group have made their pit stop, and I don't think DeBetter's going to make it easy for him to get back out there into clear air as well. There's no reason for him to give that position up. They are racing for position here, ladies and gentlemen, but there are some wise heads out there in the sim racing world who might just say, you know what, just let him go because your race is not with him. And there he goes. He does just hold off on the exit plan there on the old throttle. Let's Alexander Seymour through, and he will be seeing more and possibly less of that rear wing as he starts to walk away over the next couple of laps with fresh tyres.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how they do go about it. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to those pit stops, people have got to think about them. And when you're doing this sort of stuff, battling your way back through after a big Punterino, tyres are starting to get a little bit hot and a little bit heavier. The fuel load starts to count, which makes the car a bit lighter, but it doesn't help when you've got dead tyres either. It makes the car a bit more tubby, in fact. So it's very, very interesting to see how Benny Mead's going to go. He's got Kyle Douglas in front of him, and he's just got the beautiful exit there in the Porsche. In fact, he's just rubbing the front bumper of that Porsche on the rear of that Aston Martin. Up the inside, he tried to go, but Douglas was none the wiser. Fires it back onto the racing line, and out they go again. So resume positions there, even though there was some dirt signals being thrown by Kyle Douglas out there in 20th and 21st is the battle. They're both doing it here, and he's lost another bit of ground there too. Benny Mead's just going to go straight to the right here, surely. No, he's just going to give him a bump trap there, or is he going to go late? No, surely not. Thank goodness for that. He just gave him a bump trap there because he knew that there's no point having an overtake here when you've got two corners coming up. You might as well fire it down onto the front straightaway where you've only got one to get yourself back up to pace. It's all about tenths and half a tenth of a second here, ladies and gentlemen. And if Benny Mead knows what he's doing, he will go for it. Budgie Smuggler's had a mare as well, I think, and the timing towers is doing weird things as well. But Kobe Marshall is also really close. Oh, there is Ram Jam Potter. He's out. Yep. He's back to the pits. He's on the side of the road and back to the pits he goes.
Yep, let's see what happened to him. We just saw him escaping off the track, coming into turn 1 here. What's going to happen here? Maybe a little too much... little too much rear end there, and around she went. So we've also got the replay of what happened to Budgie Smuggler here as he was passed by Liam Brooks as well. He's out of the... Pretty much the same thing. Bit too much on the old loud pedal. Backs it into the fence, and maybe a little bit of aero damage there. You can see the rear wing just looks a little bit heavier on the right-hand side, but back out on the circuit now. Not too much damage done, but look at this. Payratch right up under the rear wing here of the chef. Dives out late into turn 1. It's always... I'll tell you what, there's no reason to be too perturbed by someone having a dip at you at turn 1 down here at the Red Bull Ring, because you can just force them shallow and see what Greg Cook has done there. Hung it fat around the outside, had the drive, and now just needs to be able to do the same thing here. As probably a switchback maneuver was the go here, but look who's chiming in. Another Porsche in the old 787 of Liam Brooks, and this is now a good old-fashioned three-way here, folks. We've got the beer, we've got the... whatever that livery is on the chef, and the flying 787 of Liam Brooks as well. But a little bit of dirt kicked up there, and that'll be the invitation that Chef needs. They will go side by side again now down into turn 6. This is a little bit of a waggle there from the 4X car, and look at that. The Chef just closing the account and getting that Porsche right where it needed to be there, just closing the door as well and saying, no, we've only got 8 minutes here. I'm going to get out the old defensive maneuvers and we're going to go like this to the end.
Yeah, cracking racing between the two of them. They're going hammer and tong. I'll tell you what, Chef's just doing what he did two rounds ago and just holding off an absolutely devastating Mustang coming behind him, and he's doing it again. He must love battling those Mustangs. He knows where they're strong and weak, so he just puts his Porsche where the sun doesn't shine, in fact, and just blocks around anything he thinks that is going to be an overtake, and he's done so. Beautiful stuff there. Now, look at Duffman, though. He's got done here. Kobe Marshall's going to go up the inside of him, try and take that position back. They're going to fight it, and Marshall just had to get on the anchors because he was about to loop it himself. Poor old Beer Man just absolutely thought he lost through position. Couldn't believe his luck. Survives. Now we've got a couple more corners to go. This is going to be interesting. Look at the aggressiveness from Marshall in the background, just sweeping it left, right, upside down, you name it, and just giving Gareth Duffy something to think about in the rear vision mirror department. We fire out the other side. This is a long sweeping right-hander, and it looks pretty racy here from the both of them. Just equal opportunity on the brakes there. A little bit further into the apex earlier there was Marshall. Duffy is just holding on. You can see the two different driving styles between these guys. He's really, really aggressive. Mustang just coasted in and put the foot down at the exit. We have to dance at him all the time throughout the corner there in that Ferrari, being a mid-engine car. Geez Louise, it's good to see. It's only split by 0.2 of a second now, so that's so close. Really, really exciting things to see here. We've only got 6 minutes left to go in this race, only about 4 laps, and they'll be battling and battling and battling. This is all happening here at the moment. Goodness me, NXS has been there. Benny Mead's got a black flag, so he's basically fighting for nothing here at the moment, is Benbow. And I'll tell you what, he might need a travel through the pit lane, Christopher.
Yeah, I think that is the case here. He's got the old black flag, so he needs to go into the pits. Probably will do that on this lap, but he's still going to battle it out, and why not? Because that's what we do it for. It's where the fun is, folks. But up here, it's Payrach again with Cook up the inside here into turn 1. Now, it's like they were last lap, but the roles are reversed. Now it's time for the chef to get the afterburners on, and he will have the inside now for turn 3. But look at Liam Brooks there, just sitting in the slipstream, patiently waiting for something to happen. And I think he might be right, just to sit there and wait for something to happen here. Now, maybe bump drafting the 4X car up there, but now just getting on the anchors early and looking for a late apex to try and slingshot his way down. This could be a 3 wide here going down into turn 4, but they're still side by side, door to door. Chef has the advantage of the inside. Payrach has the advantage of being about a car's length in front. Will he just send it in? Oh, squeezed him up against the inside curbage there as well. Hung it fat around the outside, but now it's Chef's turn to return serve. And can he just squeeze him shallow here and go around the outside? He has, and he's going to stick with him here a little bit, but the radius of the turn is too wide, and the Mustang will just slot back into the front there, and a little bit of a wobble there from both cars. And I'll tell you what, Liam Brooks just sitting there waiting for something to happen, and I think he won't have to wait too much longer if these two guys keep going the way they are.
Yeah, interesting driving style there too. Whilst we're looking at it with the chef, he's just doing the old ISI racing engine braking maneuver. He brakes in and then he flashes the brakes again 3 or 4 times in the corner, like you're racing in an AI race. But it still works for him. He's doing well, but I'll tell you what, that is a massive gap already taken into Payrach's hand. He's gone. Moneybags is out, and this is Brooks' opportunity. He's never going to get another one if he doesn't take it, and he does so up the inside, just blocks off the exit there too. So no opportunity here unless it's going to be a suck train down the first straightaway here at A1 Ring, Red Bull Ring, you name it. It's all there. Spielberg, in fact. The Bogan Missile's out in front, jetting his way down around the outside. The long way he's going to have to go is the chef. He's going to defend off this 7th place. But I'll tell you what, the Bogan Missile's got a good run. Not as good as the chef, though, because he's come back at him. So he's already gone for the overlap up the inside, and he's already achieved this, ladies and gentlemen. So they're racing hammer and tong here. They're side by side. No, they're not, because Cook just pulled out at the last minute. A feint to move up the inside here. He's sending it. Oh! Huge maneuver there. He's just got the job done. Nothing that anyone could do there. But I'll tell you what, Brooksy will be mad about that. But he just saw him coming, did the right thing, resolved any contact, and that is full aggressive overtaking style. Never locked a brake, was never really out of control, just sent it up there and said, mate, you're going with me or you're going to let me through.
Yeah, that was some wild stuff there. We thought with him pulling out and going off to the opposite side of the track there, what's happened there? The Brooks just a bit of an evasive maneuver there, almost avoiding a little snap there in the Porsche, doing Porsche things. But I'll tell you what, the chef with the aggressive overtake, he's taken the chats with John Bow today, the legend, on board. I reckon that's maybe a Bowie special there, telling him, you know what, mate, when in doubt, just send it on these young fellas and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, inspiration goes a long way, especially when you meet one of your heroes and a person you've seen on the TV for so long. But I'll tell you what, this man pitted. He must have had a strategy, or we lost him and he went off the field or something, because no one else has pitted for any stretch of the imagination in Seymour. And this guy is the top 3 quicker drivers on the grid at the moment. But he's fighting. He's trying to get Seymour Williams's place inside that top 10. So he can be starting up the field for the next one. It could be interesting for him here. Two Ferraris going at each other just shows the nose once again, but look at the pace difference. He'll just fire it up the inside here and power out the other side with Alex, and he gets that job done nicely. Just a lot more confident on the accelerator pedal. Uses all the dampers and ARB adjustments you could possibly get here just to use all that pace. A 28.9 was his best. Last lap was a 29.5. It's only 5/10 off his personal best, flying his way back through the field. We're on the last lap of the race here too. The white flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. So Luke Fallon's going to win this one by a country mile. But these minor positions here and the podium too, between Duffy and Marshall, are on here for another lap proceeding here at the Red Bull Ring. This could be interesting.
Yeah, last lap to go, all to play for here. The Duff man leading Kobe Marshall there for P2. This is the battle here. As we said, Luke Fallon all over bar the shouting, 9 seconds up the road. So we'll keep one eye on him and give him some fanfare because we haven't seen him since the first lap. He absolutely trounced everyone in this one. But look at that, Kobe Marshall right up underneath him, just had to get out of it too. Had he timed that better, it was on, folks. Don't you worry about that. But Duffy was all over it, knew exactly how far to slow that car up and just parked it on the apex. And I love that maneuver, just over-slowing the car. You can't go through me, you got to go around me, ladies and gentlemen, he says, and does that very nicely. Still halfway around the lap, 8 seconds up in the road is this man here in the Tindermobile. He might have had some good luck out there on the old swiping left or right. Who knows what it is these days, but he's having good luck out there on the circuit as well as he crosses the, he rounds the couple of turns to go in this race. Half an hour up the sleeve and full points going to the Tindermobile tonight, Zach O'Reilly. It's a pretty good drive from the foul man.
Yeah, great stuff from the smooth criminal. He's moonwalked his way through to this one, and he's going to take this win absolutely fantastic. They're checking flags out for Luke Fallon. He'll be stoked as a goat. The man who can talk the mortar off a brick wall, I've been told, when he's up and about, Luke Fallon, takes the win there by a country mile. Those guys in the background fought over it by 2/10 of a second between Mead and White. Marshall is going to have to settle for third because the beer man got him by 3/10. That was a cracking little stanza there for them in the closing stanza of this race. Ferber's got fourth. Smith comes across the road to get fifth, and then Moneybags is a fair way behind. He's a good 11 seconds and a fair bit of insurance between himself and Cook there as well. 6th and 7th place would be separated by a good second and a bit there as well as they cross the line for that. Ring-a-ding-ding has managed to keep himself inside the top 10. Thank goodness for that. And Seymour did get past Williams and got 10th place. So that is a good opportunity there for Seymour in the next one. The better Williams 11th and 12th. Matt Munro will cross the line now to get 13th place. And then we've got Rogers, Green, Georgeson, all a fair way down the grid, but they'll file through soon and they'll have their time in the sun on the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Townend in 17th position. Jeff Price. The price was wrong tonight, but still another race to make that correct. The Budge man was up there, but found a little bit of a trouble there when he backed it into the wall on the exit of turn 3. Jason Hutchins down there doing a Michael impression too, down in the lower third of the field. Kyle Douglas 21st. Ben Mead copping the black flag, so he'll start at the back. Archie White and Gray Ward will take 23rd and 24th. Vincius Coelho in 25. We've got Ramjam Potter. Bradley Cairns, after suffering an early KO, spewing down there, and that was that. We've got a 7-minute warm-up, folks, so it's might be time for us to take a little break. Zach O'Reilly.
Yep, we'll have a little snooze and get some condiments refilled ourselves, and you guys should do that out there as well in viewership land. It's great to have you in the chat. Pirate Harbour, Project 36 Sim, the Malaysia Marvels back as well. Fellow Racing's in there too. Good to have you and all of our other viewers out there. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast so far, but we'll be back in just a few moments for a quick little sip of some Red Cordia ourselves and some refills and toilet break, and give us about 3 or 4 minutes and some social TV. We'll be right back with you in just a moment.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulator,
and expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10%, did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10%, did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachariah?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Wow.
Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on circuit now. And they're just gridding up now for the feature race of the evening. Let's go through the grid quickly before we go. It's Luke Fallon and Garth Duffy off the front row. Marshall and Ferber behind them. Smith and Payrack behind them, with Cook and Brooks off the fourth. We got Bell and Seymour off the fifth. Bell with a great race there as well. DeBetter and Matt Munro off the sixth. Then behind them, we've got Rogers and Green, Georgeson and Townsend, Price, Michael Budge, Hutchins, Douglas, Williams, Mead, Archie White, Gray Ward off the 12th row. Then we've got Coelho, Ramjam, Potter, Jacob Cumming, Bradley Cairns, poor bastard, copped it in that last one. Darren Justice starting at the very back. Thank you to his Western Power that we saw in the chat, but we're almost ready for a start here. Can Luke Fallon make it 2 from 2, or are any of these guys going to take it to him, Zach O'Reilly?
I'm not sure, but we know the lights are up. And that means no jump starts, ladies and gentlemen. No, nothing coming our way. The feature race is about to get underway here. Beautiful start there from Luke Fallon once again. It is lights on here, so the sun is setting. The headlights are taking over. Luke Fallon doesn't care about anything. He's just warming his tyres up straight into turn 1. He'll fire in, as they all seem to get through there nicely so far, by the looks of it. Bit of toing and froing going on there. Muscle and arm banging, you name it, doors rubbing, whatever. But they've got through it relatively cleanly there compared to the first race. So a good move there so far. This is cracking stuff. Payrack and Ferber are already going under. Look at Furby just trying to slice the arse end off that Porsche onto that Mustang. Trading paint already. Brave under brakes here is Payrack. He's got the job done. Going further back the field here, we've got a lovely little battle here. Sprucing. Oh, no, there goes Nick Green. He's around. He's been turned around in the wrong way. Not in the bedroom, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness me, that is not the place to be at the end of this one. Already at the start, only 48 seconds in, and he's finding himself in the back of it. Oh, this is cracking stuff. Matt Munro trying to go half defensive, half blocking there on Rogers behind him, coming through within a very, very big erection too. I'll tell you what, it's on like doggy gong here. Up the field again though, Seymour is getting all sorts of threat pushed under him. He's already got past Brooksy from 10th place, so he's happy. But now he's got Bell in front of him. They're all single filing the way around here for this first 2/3 of this lap. Relatively clean. One incident that we saw. Potter's come off the field in the background as well. In excess has already been black flagged, so he'll do a Jason Hutchins impression as well at some stage out of this one. But look at Fallon. He's getting hounded here by the beer man, who's on fire here early, Chris. This is spicing up already.
Yeah, he needs to take advantage of the good going in early in this race before we saw what happened last race as well. Oh, look at Payratch and Cook. It's Cook and Ferber in the Porsches, just driving right up to the fence, Michael Schumacher style. But now it will be Cook's turn to be able to launch that thing. Oh, there goes Smith off into the fence. Oh, that was a big loss there, and he will lose. He will go from 5th all the way down to possibly last here. But we can't go past this little battle here, because Ferber will have the inside now for turn 3. Cook's going to send it in deep and try and just stick it fat around the outside, get some traction. He does. That's a beautiful move there, but it's just the inside running there on the racing line, and Ferber will now draw alongside. They will go wheel to wheel down the hill into the braking zone of turn 4. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Ferber, and he will just be able to block pass his way to the Greenland into P5. But I'll tell you what, Cook's not done yet. He's starting to get warmed up here tonight. I'll tell you what, he's preheated the oven, and it's rip-roaring and ready to go to stick the old pork belly in, and he's fired it up the inside of Ferber there around turn 7. Beautiful stuff now now through turn 8, and look who's joined the crew now. It's Alexander Seymour. We can see on board with him going side by side with Ferber there. Little bit of contact too, and a bit of door rubbing. There's nowhere for Seymour to go here because Cook is just going at a little bit slower than he was out of that last turn, and they'll go 3 by 3 down single file through the final turn. Wowee.
2.5 laps, nearly 3 completed, and Seymour's already up 4 places. He is on a charge, and he knows he has to do so because that Luke Fallon man out in front is just starting to increase the gap there at 0.7 of a second. So you can see that ever going.
Oh,
massive
no.
send up the brakes, and he's punted off. Poor old Cookie. Chef's been absolutely yeeted out of Hell's Kitchen. The headlights went off there for a second too for Seymour, but that is a huge, huge implication. Look at this for a send up the inside. Goes for it, slaps it up the inside, and there goes Cookie. Saw him coming, in fact, and just got out of the way. Right at the point of not there, thank goodness, because I reckon it would have been 400 metres into the barrier at a rate of knots. But Seymour is full aggressive here. Now Brooks has got past him. Ferber's been released out of that battle too. So now these boys are starting to think about how can I go racing and go cleanly. And Chef's already gone off again.
No.
He's in big, big trouble here for the Chef man. I think he's got rear suspension damage. In fact, he's pulling off to the side, and that is not a good look for him at this stage. The poor old Chef, there must have been contact there that we just missed, and hence the headlights disappearing off our grid, Christopher. The netcode not letting us know exactly what happened. So unfortunately for the Chef, he is out of Hell's Kitchen. He's been told to F off by Gordon Ramsay out of the kitchen and go back to it. Unfortunately, at the consequence at the moment from Seymour's aggressiveness. But Gray Ward, his first time here in a Porsche and in a GT3. He's doing all right here at the moment, inside the top 20, but he's got Agent Smith V2 behind him, who is also a quick customer now. So he'll be looking to put an aggressive move on as well as we round the final second half of this circuit into the final 3 turns, and it's all on the Donkey Kong air in front. Look, 3 wide cars coming in, and even here too. Oh my goodness me, Kyle Douglas is under all sorts of pressure from Cairns. Cairns is firing his way. He's full aggressive here too. He's thinking about chopping the nose off, but it's hurt him because here comes Aaron White. I'll tell you what, he's coming at Archie White, sorry. He's coming for him. He's trying to go for it here too, his Archibald, but he's not going to be able to get the job done until he goes into the braking zone. Up the inside, 2 by 2, Noah's Ark. No, thank you very much. He says goes to Cairns around the outside, full aggression. He's not mucking around. He doesn't want to be punted off again and get out of that nonsense that he copped in race 1.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive this time in the Lamborghini, but he's catching up to this pair at a rate of knots. It's Kyle Douglas and Darren Justice battling it out. We saw Justice with a disconnection last race, so he started at the back, and so did Cairns. Though it was through no fault of his own, no disconnections there. It was all just Punterino. But now they're going to go side by side down into the braking zone. It's Bradley Cairns just sliding it up the inside there in the Lambo. You can see the front discs just glowing there as he uses every inch of carbon in those front. Whatever it is. What do they make the? It starts with C. What do they make the brake pads? It is carbon ceramic. That's what I was thinking of. But I tell you what, they are glowing more than any of these other cars as well. So you might have the brake balance set fairly aggressively there to the front. But look at the exit here he's got now. He's going to be all over the back of Justice here in no time. He has to go to the outside because Justice saw him coming and took that defensive line now through the last couple of turns. He's going to have to give him room now. And look at him just with the pace around the outside. Needs a bit of a switchback but gets forced around the long way. And they're going to go 2 by 2, not only here but behind them as well. Douglas and Green side by side, and Brett Smith getting involved as well. This could be anything going up the hill.
Oh, this is incredible racing. Have a look at this gaggle of 7 cars on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Cairns around the outside, just chops the nose off that Corvette. See you later, Alligator. He says, I'm gone with Justice. And now there's a massive gaggle of cars coming behind him like an angry gabble of seagulls looking for that last chip on a beach here. And these guys going for it. White is there. Douglas is there. We've got Smith and Green all in it. Look at that. Goodness me, up the inside again. 3 around. No. See you later. That was going from a mile away too. And poor old, I'll tell you what, Cole Douglas has been the worst off out of that one. He's gone there. DeBetta was already turned around at some stage too. Oh my goodness me, we'll have to get a replay of that. But that was a huge, huge dive under brakes there. And it was just pandemonium left, right and centre. And it's still going on. They're not getting any less angry, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at this. It's the McLaren up the inside, I think, or the Ferrari from the miles back. 4 or 5 wide. There it is, that McLaren. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars he's trying to get through in one corner, and whoop-de-doo. See you later. And Alligator UA through the grid again, chomps his way back onto it. There's Nick Green. Unbelievable stuff. The culprit caught in 2K. Poor.
Yep, very poor, very ambitious. It was never going to work there. It's in those big gaggle situations that really sorts out the better drivers, because I'll tell you what, some folks out there, when they're behind the wheel of a sim, they know they're going faster than the car in front, but they just don't know how to get out of the throttle. It's just balls to the wall, and if there's someone slower in front of you, then look out, they're coming through. I'll tell you what, that was a real undersight there from Nick Green. He could do better. We've seen him out there doing better. But look here, his ram jam up the inside there, and getting the job done around turn 1. But I'll tell you what, he's given Archie White plenty of clearance, and he's been able to get the power down, and they're going to go side by side up the hill. The Mercedes will have the luxury of having the inside run, so possibly the first bite of the cherry up in turn 3. But look at the braking zone there on the Ferrari. Oh, just hitting the curb there does Potter, and that's in turn Archie hitting the curb as well on the outside. It's inside, outside curb hitting wherever you look, ladies and gentlemen. But now Potter finally gets in front. But up here, it's Gray Ward holding off Coelho up the inside there at turn 4. It looks like Gray Ward's got the job done for now, but he has got an absolutely angry gaggle of seagulls looking for chips, as Zach O'Reilly said before. I tell you what, you don't need even half a chip to give these guys a sniff. They'll be right there and plucking it from your hand.
Yeah, the old chicken salt is very, very tasty. In fact, if you give a seagull aspirin or anything like that, they'll explode, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot fart. So if you want to get rid of seagulls, that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. But we're not promoting any of that at all.
No way.
But look at Grey Ward. He's under all sorts here from Vince Coelho. He's got him up the inside easy as you like. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. He says Grey Ward's under all sorts because Nick Green, as we've seen, can send it from 5 hours away and nearly take everyone out, which he did 3 cars ago, and he nearly got taken out himself there by Townend, who also was punted off early in this race. So he'll be very, very angry indeed. But the run on for Potter behind him, he's going for, look at that up the inside from Green, full aggression on the brakes, and nearly takes Coelho's rear bumper off again. And he's disappeared, ladies and gentlemen. He's back again. Oh my goodness me. He's here, he's not, he's coming, he's leaving. Who knows? He's got his pants on forwards or backwards. You never know with that man. He's just sending it from left, right, and centre. Grey Ward just getting into him too. There'll be F's and C's and bloody everything going on in that cockpit at the moment of the blue machine. And as he sees Nick Green nearly take out Coelho again. Coelho's gone light and the door banged again on the exit. Goodness me. Spatial awareness out of 10, 0 for Nick Green at the moment. And Grey Ward's getting absolutely sorted in by Townend, who's coming at a rate of knots. This is spicy, ladies and gentlemen. This is what racing is at the time. It can be aggressive. Look at Townend up the inside of Ward. He's got the job done on him 2x2 Porsche style, and it can be clean. And there's cars off in the background there as well off the field. But goodness me, these is an angry gaggle of cars for bloody 17, 18, 19th and 20th.
Yeah, it's fighting hard down here. I've got to go up to the front, though, because the battle's on for P2. Duffman right up the back of Kobe Marshall here at the top of the hill, and they are looking racy, just picking up where they left off in that last battle as well. So this is the battle for P2. Mind you, Luke Fallon is still within striking range, but I'll tell you what, if these two guys just start to squabble, it'll be playing right into the Fallon's hands, and he will just take that money bag and run off down the hill with it.
He will indeed, and that's a beautiful, beautiful point, because at this stage, it's nothing to fight for. These guys are going to keep pushing on if they want to have any chance at taking P1 off Luke Fallon, who's 1.8 seconds down the road. So a bit of smarts has to be put into the brains of these guys. But I tell you what, this is nothing of the sort here. Munro, Bell, and Budge, all separated by 0.3 of a second now. You can see Munro's on the defensive here because Bell's trying to get around the outside of him. He's going to try and go 2x2 into it. Munro's fighting it for absolute life here. He knows his brother's watching him here, and he'll be proud of that one. Just muscled his wide and said, thank you very much. I'll take that position back off you. Now Bell's going to have to look at it. Up the inside, here goes Budgie Smuggler. He's got the Speedos on, and he's throwing it out there at Bondi, and he's just presented. And the seas have parted there because no man on the field can absolutely contend with that sort of bulgery down the bottom of the pants of the Speedos. And there goes Budgie Smuggler. Bell's going to try and find out about him, but he's going to have to get a bit better than that with a run. He's up the inside again here, surely looking for it. No, he just feigns it away again. Oh, my goodness. The more these guys battle, the price is wrong. He's going to come through and take an answer out of them and maybe take a couple of prizes too if these guys come together.
Yeah, straight to the showcase for the Price is Right. I tell you what, it's all fallen down in front of him. And I tell you what, there's no shortage of Budgie Smugglers down there on Bondi Beach. It's an absolute eye load if you want to get down there, if you're into that kind of thing. I certainly am not, because it's always the old guys for some reason that love to get the old budgie smugglers out and strut around.
In the 70s.
Yeah, strut around with their pubes hanging out the side. Dead set in the fair dinkum department. Let's go back down the field here because we've got to better up the inside now, looking at Nick Green. Oh, actually, it was Gray Ward with the switchback there, and Potter just following him through with it was where's Tibetto? What's going on here?
Yeah,
that is his
Potter. Yeah,
that is his
right.
car there.
And
yeah,
White.
we're looking for it. Yeah, White getting through as well. So going backwards this time is Tibetto. We saw him doing better last time around in this first race, but now he's got Kyle Douglas right up his ass too. Maybe carrying a bit of an injury on that car as well, as these guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nose to tail coming down the hill. This is beautiful stuff here. Gray Ward holding them all at bay. He'll be absolutely see you next Tuesday. A lot of them in the chat too, but up ahead there's squabbling too, but we're not going to step away from this little battle just yet.
No, he'll be definitely very happy with this one at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Just going for a pretty hammer and tong sort of style here, boys, as you guys say in the sensational TV commentary box. And in the Porsche, first time out, inside the top 20. It's been a pretty good opening stanza here, been fighting off some of these absolute yahoos behind me. And I'll tell you what, in the dead set fair dinkum department, as they say, we'll be going for it here, and I'll be defending for my life here. I've got a big bloody fuck off Mercedes-Benz behind me, and he's pushing me wide here. Now I'm going to lose 2 positions here. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious me, get fucked, he says. I'm out.
He's got the 2 Fs in the one go here. We've used up our quota. Let's go into the first turn here. It's Gray Ward. He's got to better up the inside. He's going to have to give him room, but gives him just enough room for that Mustang to squeeze through. That would have been a heart-in-the-mouth moment there for both of those guys. But it's Kyle Douglas and Potter going side by side up the hill. Douglas in the, what is that, pink and purple Aston Martin going up the hill. He will have the first bite of it up the inside. Very late on the brakes there. Almost centre punching the rear quarter panel of Jake the Better. Geez, there would have been millimetres in that. Absolutely dead set. Let's go to the front because the battle's on again for P2. It's Duffy all over the back of Marshall this time. Marshall's got around. I'll have to go fishing through the old replays to see how those two got past each other as I keep talking. Can I do it while I'm talking? This will be very impressive if I can. I don't think I can, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of stuff has happened since the last time I looked at the replay file. But Kobe Marshall through now. 2/10 is the difference. Can the Duffman return serve? Because it's all kicking off down the back again. But we're about halfway through this race as well. We've got Bradley Cairns in the chat saying, when it's not your night, go eat some pizza. What's happened to Bradley Cairns? He's in the pits. Gone. He's done for. That's 2 in a row. Not very good at all, but the racing's happening down here, Zach O'Reilly.
There'll be effing and jeffing in that cockpit right now for Gray Ward. I'll tell you what, he's not happy because the better has exactly done that so far. He's got a move done and he's around the outside, but there's not enough overlap here to even attack that position. So Gray Ward's going to be full on go for it. Oh no, Kyle Douglas is going to make it 3 wide. The aggressor out of them too. Gray Ward's in coming and just thought, yeah, you know what, you young whippersnappers, if you want to take it off me, just take it off me. I can't ask getting put into the wall. I'll just go for the switchback here and go straight down, up, round the outside, into your arsehole once again, and maybe take that position back. Yeah, suck eggs, Kyle Douglas. Hope you overshoot the exit here, champ. But he has done so. Look at that. This is on like Donkey Kong here. If Gray Ward gets a beautiful run out of this one, he does. Turn 3, eat your heart out. Gray Ward's going to be there again. In fact, he just missed shift there. He had the run. He couldn't get the power down as he spoke, and he just distracted himself there live talking to us here in the commentary box. It's great to have him as well, Christopher Munro, as he just nearly punts the back end. Goodness me, Gray, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, he was just giving himself a pat on the back for the champagne commentary, I'm sure. But now it's back with his head on his shoulders looking out the front windscreen now, and he's got that Aston Martin to deal with at the moment. And I'll tell you what, the Aston Martin really good under brakes, it seems. The last couple of laps down there into the heavy braking zone of turn 3 has absolutely sent it from miles back, manages to somehow clear the cars in front without bashing into the quarter panel. Does a good job, but now just starting to walk away from the man who just exited the commentary box and back into the car. So really quick on his legs as well. Up in front, though, it looks like Payrach has got his hands full with Ferber just closing the gap there as well over the last couple of laps. And now that is around the 3/10 mark, and that Porsche coming alive in the later stages of this race.
Yeah, very much so. And you can see that the Mustang is just starting to suffer that little bit of understeer. Moneybags has been pushing those front tyres. Long shot. I'm about to sneeze, Chris, so you're going to have to take over.
No, he's been pushing those front tyres, and that's what that's what happens in these front-engine cars too. You've got a little bit more momentum in the front tyres, so you'll see that any sort of added scrubbage and understeer will just take the edge off those tyres, and then once the fronts go, you are just a sitting duck. The poor old lap times will just tumble and tumble. Speaking of which, Duffy wants that P2 to tumble straight into his lap, and it's starting to work out for him here with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, he's doing very well here. He's holding on the back end. It's only 2 and a bit tenths of a second, and ever decreasing now with that beautiful run he got out of turn 1. Can Kobe Marshall defend like a lion here? Can he go wide? He does. He's just opting for the inside, showing his cards early there, and he's going to send it deep here into turn 3. He can get out the other side. Lovely, he does. But can that Mustang get the power down? No, he can't. There is a fiery Kobe Marshall tonight. He is not let go. He's been in the top 3 every single time we've watched him, and he's doing a great job here tonight for Marshall Motorsports. No affiliation to the Ron, Harley, and Jesse Marshall trio that we usually see in the big bangers and the supercar sort of style, but nonetheless, still doing it good there. He can claim that. Oh no, what's happened to this man? That rear end has been punched in more than Chopper Reed's, I'll tell you that, and he's just fantastically. Oh, he's been punted already. In fact, so and he's just been smacked there. He's been overtaken there by, I think that is the other of the Blendline TV cars there. He's just gone for the switchback. Munro's already been on the slide. He's lost it. So he's already powered himself out into an oversteer, and he's just been collected just as a bit of a consolation prize there for him. Still 13th place though, but no rear bumper. That's going to be a Taylor BMW.
Yeah, it is. Lucky he's only got 11 minutes, 10 and a half to be in fact, to nurse that thing around. He might still be able to get some points. He's got about 5.5 seconds up the road to the rest of the cavalry, or the peanut gallery, as they start filing through. But I'll tell you what, the price has come good here. He's got the man up the hill. What are some of the games I used to play on that show? I remember the showcase. That's all I know. You wanted to get there and you could take yourself home a brand new Hyundai XL or some bloody crazy thing back in the day. Larry M. Durr. Have you ever seen The Price is Right, Zach O'Reilly? Yeah,
I didn't know what you were referencing. Sorry.
It's a game show. I don't even know if they revisited it in the 2000s, but it was Larry M. Durr back in the day. Come on down. Absolutely. Bob Barker, even, if you're into Happy Gilmore days, he was the original in the American series. Yeah, The Price is Wrong, bitch. What a disappointing.
You had enough?
Yeah. Now you've had enough. Tell you what a disappointing sequel that was. The worst movie I've ever seen. Happy Gilmore 2. If you're thinking about watching it, don't. Yeah, keep the good memories of the first one in your brain. Tell you what, 10 minutes to go. We've started to go off the rails here a little bit, and there's plenty of action still out there on track. The Duffman searching for that overtake here for P2. Marshall got it a few laps ago, but oh no, what's happened here? Payrac off the track. We didn't see it firsthand. We're going to have to go back and have a little bit of a look at it if we can. No, we're just going to have to going back in time again. I've just figured out where the old rewind button is. Here he goes. Oh, big slide there through the turn 10, I think it is. Turn 9. Here he goes. Payrac. Whoa, big compression lock. Mr. Drifter. Gets it back on the track.
Beautifully.
Beautiful, yeah.
Like he had a 4-wheel drive underneath him. Did money bags there, but he survives. Still got P5, one position up from where he started. It's been a disaster here for Agent Smith, though. He started in 5th place, in fact, but he's climbing his way back through the field into 11th. So consolation prize for him. 21 minutes and 40 seconds gone in this race. He's just got past Aaron Rodgers there and absolutely fanged past the erection and gave him a slap on the way through, saying it's my turn to get in front of you, and you can come as fast and hard as you like, but you're not going to catch me at this moment. So play on for these two. That gap at the front there for P2 and 3 is still about 3 or 4 tenths of a second between this man, Kobe Marshall, and the beer man, as we like to call him. It's a copper versus the beer. How ironic. Those both do not mix if you have too much of both of them, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things. But Price is Wrong. He's going to be up there. He's really getting onto the back here of the Budgie Smuggler again. The old Dick Togs has not worked out for him in the later stages of this race. There's some wear on the front bumper of that car. And I'll tell you what, Tassie Devil style, the price here could be right. In fact, anything inside the top 10, I'm going to give him a price is right. So he is on the game show, up 8 places as well from 17th. He'll be happy with this one, and he's giving a good old hustle here to Michael Budge, who's really, really struggling.
Yep, not budging at all, as you could say. But I'll tell you what, there's plenty of pace in that McLaren here at the moment. Just being held up, I think, a little bit by the Mustang in front. But we've seen all day, it's a bit of a hard overtake to come by here at Red Bull Ring. You really got to set it up, and right here is where you got to set it up. You got to get that exit out of turn 1 so you can be right up under the rear wing, get a little bit of that Austrian suck up the hill, then you can dive it into turn 3 and make that overtake stick. But then you've got to really consolidate down into the hill, because turn 4 you can be vulnerable as well. But it takes a man playing chess against a bunch of chimpanzees playing checkers to get that done. But we've seen plenty of these guys, plenty of grandmasters out there indeed. But here we go, 2 wide. It's Luke Williams off the track, getting passed by Brett Smith, going very slowly. Maybe a slowdown overtake, slowdown penalty here, or a bit of damage. A black flag certainly, so he's out of the race. Matt Munro's got a black flag too, so bad to worse from him, and he just exits the server as well. So a fair few casualties in this race. I'll tell you what, the Red Bull Ring, when it bites, it stings.
It does sting, and when you get to the old ring stinger, as I would probably like to call it, it separates the men from the boys, as we're seeing here. Look at this for a bit of a half move there by the Price is Right. He's going for the move again on Budge. So they're only 2 and a bit tenths of a second between them, and it's getting close between these guys. Not as close as it is at the front between the Beer Man and Marshall, though. They're going for a great ward. Has also super chatted as we say that. A beautiful timing there for the super chat. We've got a super battle here going, because Marshall is under all sorts. The Beer Man's got a beautiful switchback up the inside there. Goes Marshall. He's gone for the defensive move already, and he can see the old Mustang behind him in Blendline TV colours coming right through, and he's trying to go defensive early. He's shown his cards. Budge is just going to try and stick it back for the switchback here with the momentum and that power of that Mustang. Shorter radius around this turn as well will help him, but that Ferrari is really, really pacey here in these dying moments here. We've only got 5 minutes to go here in this race, and it's loving life here as this Mustang versus the Ferrari battle. Beautiful, beautiful drive between the two of them. This is where you are separating yourself from the men and the boys. I can give you the hot tip. 1 error, 1 half mistake, 1 metre lost on your braking zone, and it is all good night Irene for you. And I tell you what, between these two, they've put on a masterclass here tonight on how to go clean, how to go hard, and how to do it fairly. Yeah, you see, Marshall just going half defensive there into turn 9 too, just anticipating maybe a little move here coming late from Garth Duffy. But we've seen in the past a very cool, calm and collected customer underneath the hood of that Mustang as well. The Duff Man, he's handing out 6-packs, but he won't just go chucking them off into the distance willy-nilly. Don't you worry about that. But I'll tell you what, just as I said that, he's just given up the ghost a little bit. 3/10 the difference between the last time we saw him. So that's even stretched out to 7/10 now. So Kobe Marshall just getting a really nice exit there into the second straight there out of turn 1. I feel like the Mustang's good in Sector 1 and Sector 3, and then in Sector 2 is where these mid-engine aero machines start to really light them up. So I reckon that gap is going to just stretch out a little bit more now as well, because look who's chimed in at the back. It's Ferber now, who's actually closer to Duffy than Duffy is to Marshall. And what a time to do it, folks. With 3.5 minutes to go, there's never been a better time to get yourself up into the podium positions. Oh no, the old SimQ Porsche is going hammer and tong here. He's back in the rhythm. He's found that sweet spot. He's in the zone, as Ayrton Senna would usually say. Just feels like the car is at 1 here for Ferber, and it's showing, because he's got 4th place literally sewn up. But can he get 3rd? We'll find out, because at the moment these two are starting to battle, and that's going to draw him in further. But it's a good run from Duffy again out of the final turn. It is a strong spot for this Mustang. It gets every bit of momentum. It gaps him by 2 or 3 tenths there every single time. He's nailed that one on the slip angle.
Yeah,
out the other side, though, it's a different story here, because look, you can see that Ferrari getting a little bit closer, but it's even Stevens. It's only downforce and it's only aero wash and a hole punch in the air that's making this gap ever decrease between the Mustang and the Ferrari. But Duffy is showing the nose again. He's gone half defensive there himself from Ferber behind him, but also aggressively attacking. He's got two things to think about here, and Ferber's got a beautiful run. He is now within 0.3 of a second as well. Kobe Marshall is 5/10 away, but that Porsche is getting ever so closer here. We've probably only got 2 laps left to go in this race, and I'm telling you now, it is sheep stations over second, third, and fourth. These boyos will definitely know how to go for it. Ferber's a clean driver, Duffy's a clean driver, and Kobe Marshall, ever the aggressor, and has to do something for his own YouTube channel. As we see those lap times between the two of them, it is nothing in it between any of them. Ferber's been the quickest overall out of the last 3 or 4 laps because these guys have been battling, but Ferber and Duffy and Marshall have literally even steven themselves this whole time per average over the last 5 laps. It's been absolutely fantastic to see, and this is how you go. This is a beautiful closing finish for this race. Fallon's going to take it by a mile. Boy, oh boy, are we excited over second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, this is where the party's at, folks. Can Marshall hold them off as we get the white flag for the last lap? Luke Fallon on the celebration train already as we see him dip off into turn 1. But this is where the action is. Can Duffy get that ever-elusive, beautiful exit out of turn 1? It's what he needs to get. And he's only 3/10 now up and maybe just a little bit closer than he was last lap. I don't think it's going to be close enough because the brakes on that Ferrari are really good as well. Look at Marshall just trying to break the toe there as well. Wheeling Weber just subscribing to the channel at the perfect opportunity too. Oh, look at Ferber giving a little bit of a tap to the back of the Mustang there. The Duffman feeling it from both ends here at the moment. I'll tell you what, the middle rung on the old human centipede, it's not the best place to be. You're competent from both angles. But look at this. How's he going to defend? Goes half defensive. Ferber looking up the outside. He's just trying to set something up here in the final few turns of this race. I think it might just be a train too late leaving the station here because Kobe Marshall's doing a fantastic job holding them off. Do we go to see Luke Fallon crossing the line? He's still got 2 turns to go. We'll get there when we get there, folks. But I'll tell you what, this train is very nice and feisty indeed. But Luke Fallon just rounding the final turn now. He has done such a great job tonight. He's got pole position. He's got the win in race 1. And this makes it the clean sweep, folks. That's 3 out of 3. And that's full points going to the Tindermobile. But we're going straight back to the battle here because Marshall is just going to hold off Duffy for second position. Duffy gets P3. Ferber just waving the white flag through the final sector as well, knowing that I don't think it's going to get there for him. Payrach rounding out your top 5. Woo, what a grandstand finish.
Beautiful stuff there from those 3 drivers over second, third, and fourth. Cracking finish to that race. Seymour gets 6. Liam Brooks gets 7. Gregory Price in 8th. He'll be happy about that as he crosses the line. Budgie Smuggler, 9th place, and only by 8/10 over version 2 of Agent Smith in 10th. Direction crosses the line now for 11th in Aaron Rodgers. Ash Rodgers. I keep calling him Aaron. Nick Green is going to be in there as well. Bell and DeBetta are very, very close. Oh, no, it's Green and Bell too. They're very close on the racetrack, and they get themselves separated by 0.5 of a second they cross the line. So that was good to see. DeBetta will cross the line 8-9 seconds behind and get 14th place. The old magistrate in 15th for Dan Justice there. The Corvette, the only Corvette on the circuit tonight as well, gets to 15th. The chef, well and truly undercooked, punted out of Hell's Kitchen. Got brought back in, but only as a combi chef for that one. 17th place goes to Archie White. Kyle Douglas gets 18th. And I'll tell you what, Coelho is the last of the survivors on the lead lap. He gets 19th. Hutchins in excess, black flagged out of this one. Liam Williams, Matt Munro, Potter, Ward, and Townend will round out the grid. And that was a absolute rip snorter in terms of the minor positionings there. We've got Chris Townend, Cairns, Georgeson, Mead, and Cumming are the final getters on the placings. 20 laps down, mind you. Only literally survived probably 2 laps, and then they called it a night. But your winner is Luke Fallon. Kobe Marshall and Guy Duffy are second and third on the podium. And it looks like they're all here for us now in the chat, Christopher, for an interview.
Oh, beautiful stuff. We'll have to go straight to the clean sweeper. He's got his broom out tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and he swept them all up in one foul swoop. You've got pole position, you got race 1, 2, and I tell you what, a big old kick forward in the championship decider.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful stanza for him. But congratulations. First of all, to Mr. Fallon. You can talk the mortar off a brick wall, mate, but after a poll, a race 1 and a race 2 win, I have a feeling we're going to be sitting here for 2 minutes with you rambling.
Mate. Nah, but yeah, it was a lovely night for me tonight, and like you said, it's looking good for the championship now, eh?
It is, especially with Agent Smith not being there for the last 2 rounds now in a row, looking pretty spicy for you indeed. Was that absolutely sensational from your perspective, or is it the triples, or is it the setup? And what's changed for you in the last couple of races?
Oh, it's the whole lot, mate. It is the absolute whole lot. We got the new triples up, all new rig up, and it's doing me a treat, mate. We got a seat fresh out of a I wouldn't say fresh, it's actually been a bit out of a proper GT3 Ferrari race car, real life. So maybe doing me some good deeds in that. But yeah, championship is going to come down to the final race, I believe, between me and Smitho down in Adelaide. So it's going to be a ripper.
Oh, I think that's all over bar the shouting. Dan Smith missing 2 rounds now, and that's used up his one free kick in the what do you call it, a drop round scenario. So he's a full round behind now. I think it's yours for the taking, but all barring some kind of disaster there in the bend. It's a 90-minute down there next week, so we're looking forward to that. But I tell you what, it's all over bar the shouting. I don't want to pump your tyres up too much, but it's been a well-driven championship.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries. Who else we got in the chat here? We got Kobe Marshall. Tell you what, grandstand finish there at the end of race 2. You had the boys behind you, Duffman and Ferber, both chucking the smoke up the back pipe there for the most part. How was that? It looked like a lot of fun out there. Oh, he's
It's Kobe.
Kobe's
here.
He's here.
Come on, Kobe.
Can you hear me?
You can do it.
Hello. Can you hear me?
There we go. Got him. Yep. Can he hear us? I don't know.
He's not lighting up on on
No.
our channel here to just say that he's speaking. I did hear him for a second, but I can't.
We'll go to the
can't
Duff.
hear him
We'll
now.
go to the Duff man.
There he
while,
is.
I can hear.
There he is. No, there you go, Kobe. You're back now.
Yeah,
mate.
I can
You're
hear.
back.
Sweet, we got you, mate. Did you hear the question? No, I don't think he can
God.
hear us. We had
Duff man.
yeah.
Give us,
Yeah, my mic's a
give
bit
us your
crap.
own.
Sorry about
give
that.
us-
Oh, what?
That's all right, mate. We'll
Oh
get
my
to you in a
God.
sec. We'll get to you in a sec. Duff man, tell us about it, champ. That was absolutely legendary stuff. You held on for a country mile there in the second race, but just had to submit there with a little bit of a error coming out of turn 4, I think it is, and Marshall got past you. But geez, no, it was quick stuff from the both of you.
Yeah, it was a really good race, actually. Kobe did kind of surprise me with that move at the time. I knew he was kind of lurking there, but I wasn't expecting a move when he did send it. But it was a good move, though. So, yeah, it was a good move. And then I decided I'd just try and sit in behind him and try not to invite the 2 guys behind into a battle. But by the end of the race, we didn't really get a say in that. Ryan came steaming on to catch up to us. So I just had to deal with that as it arose. And unfortunately, couldn't really make a shot at trying to get back ahead of Kobe, but I was able to hold off Ryan, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you were copping
So
it from
this-
both ends
go,
there
Chris.
as well. How was that? How was that from your angle, Kobe, having the Duff man charging in behind, and then late with Ferber joining the party as well?
Very scary to say the least.
Yeah, it looked good on stream though. That's the main thing.
That's all we want. We just want to see him caught on
That's it.
in 4K or 2K or whatever, for sure. It was a cracking little battle. But the difference between the two of you is obviously Mustang versus Ferrari there. It was pretty interesting to see what both of you can answer this one after the other. But what do you guys find is suiting your driving style better between those 2 cars?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just get in the car and have a go at sending it, and some weeks it works better than others. But I do find generally the Mustang feels like it's a bit better over the curbs, but I don't think it does so well driving off the slower corners a lot of the time. So I think the rear engine cars have a bit of an advantage there. But I think it's one of those things. Like either way, it was a good close race with just a little bit of give and take in each of our cars, and it was good actually. I really enjoyed it in both races.
Yeah, look, to our point of view, the mid-engine cars kind of excelled through that middle sector where it's kind of windy and sort of medium-paced turns. But it looked to my eye that the Mustangs were really good in sector 1 and 3, especially turn 1 and the final turn, and getting traction out of turn 3 as well. They just seem to have that low-down grunt that just gives them that kick off the line. And it was pretty hard to line up an overtake here tonight. So how many turns were you thinking in advance to either to make that move or go defensive?
Always at least 2 or 3. As you
Yes.
said, I knew I was quick out of the last corner and in the first corner.
Yeah.
So it was a matter of trying to be close enough, going into that last corner to get a run to then hopefully line it up in for turn 2, or turn 3, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's fast track, but it's difficult to overtake. So you do have to try and line it up. But yeah, with that little pace difference between us, it's difficult to do. Got to hope for a mistake more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to agree, Kobe. That mid-engine Ferrari, it's close to a Lambo. Oh, he's gone, is he?
I think his mic's cooked. Yep.
His mic's cooked. Oh well. I was going to say that mid-engine Ferrari versus the Lambo and the rear-engine Porsche, they sort of have similar traits up until that that final little, I guess, half a tenth or that little bit of a slip angle that you want out of them too. So it's a great difference to see that between yourself, Duffy, in the big Mustang compared to those with the slip angle side of things. But congratulations to the both of you. I'm hoping that Kobe can hear us at any rate. And well done on that final race there too, Beer Man. You're hitting some form late here, and we're looking forward to seeing how you go at the bend, mate. Good luck.
Yep. Thank you very much, guys.
That is the big man himself, Guy Duff there, Christopher. What a round that was. Kept us honest, kept us on our toes, and kept us honest for the whole event tonight. We didn't know who was going to take the minor positions. The winner was clear in both races, but geez, it was up and down the field. There was so much going on, and we are all the better for it here at Sensational TV with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Tune in again next week for the final rendezvous here of the GT3s in season whatever we're in, season 6, I think. It's been a cracking season so far, and you let Luke Fallon off with a nice big round of applause, because I don't know if Dan Smith's going to be back again, and if he is, he's too far behind, so it's going to be a very tight, well, not going to be a very tight finish. What it could have been, though, those two guys were the main competitors in this league, getting up to it, but no reason to not tune in next week around the bend. It's a cracking circuit. I've not seen it. Oh no, we did. We saw it in the Gen 3s last season, so it's the first time for some downforce getting around there at Sensational TV. But we're going to be rip roaring and ready to go, Zach O'Reilly, for that one.
We had some beautiful battles there, Christopher Munro, you and I, in the Gen 2 supercars. So it's a track you are familiar with.
Oh, I know
sure.
the track, driving it, commentating on it, however, only once before.
Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, it was. We did do that, in fact. Anyway, we will stop ourselves from gloating. And I think we were, yeah. I think it was the old red cordial just getting the better of us at that stage of the night. But that is it for us here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a beautiful broadcast. It's been great to have you all with us here tonight. Thank you very much to Grey Ward again for the $20 super chat, and everyone else in there as well with Marshall Motorsports telling us his mic's cooked. We had the chef in there, in for a shot still for 10 points for his championship. Way to write off Greg for sure. Oh my goodness me! It's just David Lawler there in the 4746 tuning in. Grey Ward, Bradley Cairns, and Dan Hutchins was in there as well with Lachlan and Fellow Racing. Malaysia Marvel, good to have you all with us here tonight. But it's goodbye for us here in the commentary box. Christopher Munro, as always, the magnificent man himself and the best caller in the business here on Sensational TV. I've been Zach O'Reilly as always, and guess what? You're not. But from Aussie Sim Racing, from Sensational TV, it's been a Sensational TV production here live on YouTube. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, very, very shortly, Far Gone Racing will be on. Tune
Nope.
into that.
That's done.
No, it won't be. That's done.
Yep.
Okay. I've completely lost the plot. We'll be back tomorrow night for the Wednesday Cup. However,
Yes, we will.
in TVRs. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Let's keep it flat out.
Out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.
Don't fucking miss it.